All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Double Overtime. Aidan Michaels, James Judah. James, fantastic to have you on once again. We've heard your
Thank you.
voice a couple times, but we haven't seen your face, so it's great to have your face on the stream. You guys may be wondering, where's Jack Weisberg? Well, he's informed us that he allegedly has food poisoning.
Praying
Now,
for him.
I believe him. I mean, I don't want to throw his name out there and say that he doesn't have food poisoning. I think he does. But also, he's not the biggest soccer fan. Maybe he just didn't want to get up early and watch the game.
I think it was a mix of both, to be completely honest. But I'm gonna agree with you and take him for his word on
Yeah.
this one.
So we wish you the best, Jack. We hope that you're doing okay. But today we're going to talk about the match that just unfolded, the final of the UEFA Conference League, Real Betis and Chelsea, my favorite team, of course. It was Real Betis in the first half that got things started, and then it was Chelsea in the second half. Four straight goals to take home the trophy. Just your general post-game thoughts, James.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I can think of is that Chelsea has the DNA to be champions. They've shown it in years previous. The same reason that many other American kids like you are Chelsea fans, and I don't know the reason you're a Chelsea fan, but the truth is they're a successful club and they win Champions League titles. Now, for them to win every single major trophy, Europa, Conference League, and obviously their UCL trophies, and previously Cup Winners' Cup before it was UCL, like I had no doubt in my mind they were going to win this tournament from the beginning. I did have doubts in the first half though, and so for them to come back in the second half was special.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. I mean, talk about first half doubts. I mean, Chelsea, they had most of the possession in the first half, but they were outshot. And obviously, as far as speed goes, I think Batiste was absolutely just eating Chelsea up, especially on that right side with Malo Gusto playing right back. He's normally, honestly, one of the better fullbacks in the Prem, in my opinion. He's had a little bit of a rough season, but on his day, he's fantastic. And he looked like an amateur player. And I always say this guy's name wrong, Ezalzuli, the goal scorer for Real Betis. But
yeah,
I mean, he was making Gusto look terrible. He was absolutely speedy on down that left flank, and yeah, that first half, though the possession was in Chelsea's favor by quite a bit. Betis had more strong chances. Their XG, which I don't know if you're a big advanced stats guy, I know a lot of people like to stay away from the XG, and
goals
sometimes I
expected.
do, but I kind of like it. I don't know, but
I love
anyway,
it too. No, I
yeah,
think it's great.
I think it's an important stat to look at, and in that first half, the xG was completely in favor of Betis, but things started to change going into the second half. Not because Chelsea was turning things up, which they were, but also I wanted to point out that Betis's pass accuracy, they had 83% pass accuracy in the first half. In the second half, it went down to 70, which was that's just horrible. I mean, going down by that much is just terrible. And Chelsea took full advantage and obviously scored four goals. But what did you see in that second half? Did you sense that Chelsea was going to make that comeback and score a couple goals, or what did you think?
Well, what I saw is exactly what you just said. So the first half was dominated by Real Betis. They were just attacking, attacking, attacking. But you're talking about Chelsea, a team that's fourth in the Premier League, has way more power, way more strength, way more athleticism. Their runs at the beginning might have not been quality, but you give them more time in the game, the other team's going to tire themselves out, and Chelsea's going to come on top. So I didn't really doubt anything. However, we saw some attempts in the 13th minute that looked like they were going to go in. Um, so, I mean, since it was a 1-0 lead going into half, I wasn't favoring Chelsea, but I did see them having the ability to come back, and they did. What I was a little bit shocked about was how ferocious they were once they got they woke up once they woke up, because that first goal, once Palmer got heated, that's really where it started. Once Palmer woke up, the whole team woke up. And I think that can attribute to how great he's been playing this season. I know uh, right now, probably in the background, I know your jersey isn't a Palmer jersey, but that second one is probably a Palmer jersey. I mean, he's on fire. His second year as a starter, I mean, he's been playing longer, but second year really playing experienced. He's proven himself. His vision is pretty unmatched out there. I mean, you saw in the first goal, like Palmer assisting Nico Jackson. And I'm literally watching it back right now, the cross, and it's perfect. I mean, everything about it is perfect. Palmer, when he gets in these one-on-one situations, I'm looking at the second goal, actually, the Nico Jackson goal, not the first, not the Fernandez goal, the second one. When he takes the defender, and I'm really bad with some of these defenders' names, some of these Spanish defenders' names, but when Palmer slows down, gets over the ball, takes him, and he basically dances with him. He dances with the defender, goes and literally spins around him. You do not see this a lot. Spins around the player, and he's getting grabbed. Could have drawn a foul right outside the box. Probably would have been scored too from there. And he perfectly has the vision to find Jackson. I mean, for a second-year player to have the vision to dance with the defender, spin around him while he's being pulled, and then take the second to see, okay, Jackson's there. Let's not waste his chance. Let's not be selfish. Let's not cut inside and then go for a shot attempt that's just cross to get it. Like it was executed perfectly.
It was. And sorry, keep going.
And then one more thing from the first goal, the Ando Fernandez header. What I saw was when Palmer got the ball over the back line, perfectly placed. Again, not selfish one bit. I think when he woke up, he decided to be the team. I think so. I mean, I don't want to put all the praise on Palmer because I think that there's a lot of great players in this match. Reece James, Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo sealing the victory. There's a lot of great players, but man of the match deservingly, Palmer. I just want to say that's where I saw the game make a huge difference.
Absolutely. I mean, I've watched pretty much every Chelsea game this season, and Palmer, though he hasn't been as dominant as he was last year, is still probably Chelsea's best player. A lot of people are saying Caicedo, which is totally understandable if someone says that, but what I've noticed is when Chelsea has lost games or they've drawn games or they haven't looked to be the best, it's when Palmer isn't playing well. When Palmer is not playing well, the team struggles. And today, in the first half, Palmer was a little silent. He wasn't really playing all too well. He didn't see the ball a whole lot. But then in the second half, when he started getting more touches on the ball, started taking on defenders, getting into spaces and putting the ball in the box, that's when he started to turn up and Chelsea started to act like a team. And like you said, he had those two great assists on that equalizing goal and then on that eventual game-winning goal by Nico Jackson. And two great headers. I mean, you could argue that Adrian could have done a bit better, and he's not their goalkeeper of choice. They've dealt with injuries and all that, and obviously Adrian's 38 years old, so he's perhaps not it's not maybe his day anymore, but I don't think he had a great game, to be honest with you, but obviously 4 goals is going to reflect that. But no, Palmer was amazing. He turned it up, and great header from Enzo, and then great header from Jackson. Good to see him back on the score sheet. Obviously, he missed the last couple games because of that red card against Newcastle, and he's going to miss the opening game of the Premier League season as well. And hopefully by that point, Chelsea will have Nkunku back, but also they'll probably sign a striker in the meantime. But great to see Jackson get on the score sheet. Enzo as well. Sancho with a beautiful goal. Obviously, him leaving United on loan to come to us and actually winning a trophy is big. And then Caicedo, I mean, a goal that didn't mean much, obviously. At that point, it was 3-1 and the game was essentially over. But somebody who, if anybody deserves to score in a cup final for Chelsea, other than Cole Palmer, it's Moises Caicedo. He was just phenomenal. But one thing I wanted to point out is the form in the last few games for both of these teams. 6 straight games, I believe, for Real Betis without a win. They've had a couple draws and all that, but they haven't won since May 4th. They ended up finishing 6th place in La Liga, so they've secured Europa League football. Obviously, they would have liked Champions League, but in La Liga, it's tough. Winning this game would have given them Europa League football anyway, so they get Europa League, it's no problem. But I think I'm going to go back. It wasn't 6, it was 5. It's now 6, but hadn't won in the last 5 games. For Chelsea, 7 wins in the last 8. Obviously, moving up to 4th place, getting that huge final day win against Nottingham Forest, securing Champions League football. Obviously, this game didn't mean much as far as if they won, they would have secured Europa League football. They already had Champions League, doesn't matter. Obviously, they get the trophy. and they complete the UEFA set. But I mean, it comes down to form. Chelsea were the better team heading into this. They were heavily favored. Good first half from Batiste, but at the end of the day, like Chelsea ran away with it in the second half, and I expected that to happen. Not because I'm a confident Chelsea fan, but I truly believed, okay, when that goal went in for Batiste in the first half, I said there's a lot of time. Chelsea's going to come back and win this game.
Yeah, I agree. You definitely were a bit nervous though from that goal, maybe for like 10 minutes for the first half.
Sure.
But I see where you're coming from, and I know that's truthful because you've watched the team and you know what Chelsea does. I mean, it's not that they're a comeback team or that it's just that I think that they're the better team and they slipped up in the beginning and they just didn't have a minute right there. But when looking at the tournament from the way beginning, I think most people would pick Chelsea as their favorites. I think they've been more consistent than. I mean, I wouldn't really say consistent, but to end up in fourth place in the Premier League, they had some slips, but overall they've had a really strong season. I think what we need to look at now is how are they going to do in the Premier League going forward, and also the Club World Cup is coming up, and I do believe that Chelsea probably have a good shot at winning that. I haven't looked at the spread. I don't know what the lines are for that, but Chelsea is playing Lyon on June 16th, Flamengo from Brazil on June 20th, and cannot pronounce this team if I wanted to, but a Tunisian sports club on Tunis. I can't pronounce it, but they're playing them on June 24th. So I mean, Chelsea has a group which I think they're easily going to take, which is Group D of the FIFA Club World Cup.
By the way, to step in here, I don't know if you heard, they actually changed it. So they have a rule in the FIFA Club World Cup where two clubs owned by the same group or person cannot compete. So Leon has been kicked out of the Club World Cup, and now they're having a playoff between Club America and LAFC, and the winner of that game on the 31st of May in a couple days will play Chelsea. So as an LAFC fan...
Why is this online? Why is that still there?
Because I guess they barely announced they just announced the Club America LAFC game, so a lot of the places still have that. But
we've been doing a lot of work on it. It's going to be a big match on Saturday.
Yeah.
We're confident in our team. I mean, the odds are actually favoring us. Club America just came off a 2-0 loss to Toluca in I think a Puerta final. I forget Clausura or Puerta which one it is, but they lost in that final. I think LAFC is a strong team, but they've also had two. Not to take away from Chelsea, we'll segue back into Chelsea, but just talking about the Club World Cup, because if LAFC advances on that June 16th match, which I'm happy you corrected me, I was just reading this and that sounded so natural, but I was like, oh yeah, no, Leon, because anyway, I was like, good call. But on June 16th in Atlanta, the winner of Club America versus LAFC will be playing Chelsea. That will be a big game within itself. Also for Chelsea, the Flamengo game is going to be big. I believe in LAFC, but we'll just have to wait till Saturday. I'm not going to make any speculations on the game. I'm just going to wait to see. But I think that would be really big for the club. That's where I'm currently working. That would be really big. This would probably be the biggest game of our season. Maybe MLS Cup if we hopefully get that far. But as of now, this is our biggest game of the season. So Chelsea knows that they are in this sort of coming of age building process right now, with the whole crest and background of being a Champions League winning team, Europa League winning team, all the winning teams now because of sealing the victory today. But I sort of see Chelsea as being a real contender for the Club World Cup. I could see them, Real Madrid and Man City, being top contenders. And if Chelsea does do really well in that tournament, I think it will set the standard for next season. And but also behind closed doors, you don't really know how some of these clubs view the Club World Cup or what their approach to it is. So that's also worth noting.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion at least, usually obviously there's the new format for the Club World Cup, and in years past, it's kind of like whatever team wins the UEFA Champions League is going to win the Club World Cup, and obviously there are times where that doesn't happen. I mean, Chelsea have won two Champions Leagues. 2012, they ended up losing the Club World Cup, and then in 2021, they won the Club World Cup, but with a 116th minute winner. So it's been very close. But now with the new format where it's not just one European team that's the best, that's going to probably beat all these other, South American teams and Asian teams and whatever. Now you've got plenty of European teams and big heavy hitters. So I think European clubs are not only going to have a harder time navigating through this tournament, but also they're going to put a lot more. They're gonna want to win this a little bit more. I mean, before they kind of sometimes send their B squad and then play their best players in the final, but now it's like you got to play your best players all the time because this is a tournament where you're not going to play the final against Palmeiras or some Liga MX club. Like you're going to play the final probably against Madrid or City or whoever it is. But I'm excited to see. I mean, honestly, I'm a big LAFC fan as well. Obviously, us being from LA, but I can't wait for Chelsea LAFC if that happens. And I wish
That
it
would
was
be
at the
amazing.
bank or at BMO Stadium, but it will obviously it won't be. But obviously, I got to root for Chelsea. But man, like it's one of those where it's like whoever wins, I'm cool. It's
Yeah.
LAFC and Chelsea, but what a game
You guys
that'll be.
might have a little bit of a better chance, but
Yeah,
you never know.
you never know. But I
But we
guess
have to get there first because it could be Club America you guys are playing. So
which I
um,
do not like them. So
let's see. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that FIFA stood up to possible match fixing. I'm not going to talk about the history of FIFA match fixing because I want to have a career in sport.
yep.
Um, However, I am going to say that I'm very excited for LAFC to have the chance. They were the team that was in second place behind Leon, or maybe it was Pachuca, whichever team it was at that time. Club America being third. Yeah, it's going to be a good matchup. And we'll see. We'll see. This season has been full of highs and lows for Club America. Uh, so, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. And truthfully, in Los Angeles to play one of the, if not the biggest Mexican side is, uh, it's massive. So I mean, it's going to be hard to really say it's a home game for us as well,
It's true.
um,
It's true.
because oh my gosh, it's going to be flooded with America fans.
Yep.
They're going to be flooded. Yeah, I'm just a bit thankful it's not good Chivas team because I think that'd be even scarier. I think we could actually take on Club America right now. So yeah, let's go, let's fight. And now let's get back into what
Yeah.
we're talking about, Chelsea. I think for the Club World Cup, they're going to be a strong contender. And then after looking at today's game, I truthfully can see them winning something in the Premier League next season. I think that we saw so many random teams win trophies and break droughts this year.
Yep.
Do I think that they're capable of a Premier League trophy right now? I'm unsure. I mean, Liverpool was so dominant this season. As an Arsenal fan, who occasionally likes watching Chelsea games, I have been really, really wanting to see someone other than Liverpool or Man City win the league. But I think I have to get used to Liverpool winning. Because, yeah, they're strong right now. They're really strong. Mo Salah has just been on fire. I mean, the race between him and Holland wasn't even close for goals. Uh, it started off just, yeah. How do you feel as a Chelsea fan going into next season, knowing the expectations now have just been? I mean, I don't know. I think they're going directly into Champions League expectations now. So the expectations have definitely jumped. What are you feeling?
It's hard to say because I've trusted in Enzo Maresca. I know he's not the most experienced. Obviously, brought Leicester back to the Prem a couple years ago. But I mean, listen, Chelsea had the youngest average squad in Premier League history. I think the average was something like 24, something like that. I mean, they called Tosin Unk, and he's 27, I think, which is just crazy. So this team is very young, and I know a lot of people were giving Chelsea some talking some shit about them when they were celebrating super hard for qualifying for Champions League. But then you realize you look at all these players in the squad, most of them have never even played a Champions League match. I mean, you've got obviously some of the veterans and like Reece James, for example, but most of these players, most of the starting lineup of Chelsea have not played in the Champions League. So this is such a young team. My expectations were high going into the season, and then I kind of brought myself down to earth and said, okay, hold on, they need to sort of mature a little bit and learn how to play with each other. And obviously, winning this competition helped a lot. And I think you touched on it earlier, but in my opinion, if Chelsea didn't win the Conference League, it'd be a disappointment. When they qualified for the Conference League, I said you have to win this tournament, or it's a disappointment. For some clubs, some smaller clubs, it's a little bit more of a big win for them. For Chelsea, it's like you have to win this, or it's a disappointment. As far as going into next season, I have high hopes. Now, do I think Chelsea can win the league? Realistically, at this point, no. I mean, things can change, and obviously, you never know what can happen at all. I mean, we've seen.
But we can have this conversation right now, which is a big indicator.
It's true.
Because if like you just said, if Chelsea did lose, I mean, this one, I don't even know if we'd have this podcast. But secondly, it would. I think that this really showed their season. I think from the beginning, knowing like if they didn't win the Conference League, like it sort of would have been a waste.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That's how I look at it. I'm not even a Chelsea fan. I know I'm being really critical, but that's true when you're talking about a team that has Champions League expectations. Conference League should not be what they fear. You should go in that fearless. I mean, that's what I see.
No, absolutely. I mean, this is one. Yeah, even if Chelsea at this point got to the final and then Betis ended up winning, it's like it's a complete disappointment. You have to win this tournament. But no, listen, I think Chelsea certainly their aim for next year, and like I said, things can change, but the aim certainly is to make top four again in the Prem. But I do think that realistically they can win a trophy. They can make it to the League Cup final again. They can make it to the FA Cup final. I mean, they've been in these finals. Obviously, this year, like you said, was kind of a strange year. You got Newcastle winning the League Cup and Crystal Palace winning the FA Cup, and good on them.
I'm happy about Palace.
I'm happy as well. I mean,
I've got some... the tunes too,
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's fantastic. But this I'm not knocking Newcastle at all, and I'm certainly not knocking Crystal Palace, but shows.
But for them to go for two in a row,
well, it shows that any team can win this tournament. I mean, Palace, they were in the final a few years ago in the FA Cup final, or maybe it was the League Cup final. But any team can win this tournament, we know, and I think Chelsea certainly needs to win the League Cup or the FA Cup. Obviously, they've had a really bad run in cup finals in the last couple of years, losing to Liverpool in the League Cup, losing in the FA Cup as well, losing to Leicester City in the FA Cup a couple of years ago. I mean, they need to get back on top, and this trophy is obviously big, and you mentioned it earlier, them winning all these UEFA tournaments, the first team to ever win all of the major UEFA tournaments. Some might say that doesn't matter because this is a tin pot trophy, and fair enough, because it is, the third division of UEFA trophies, but it's a big confidence booster for some of these young guys that have never gotten their hands on a trophy. Especially for these young guys who have grown up in Chelsea's academy and have come up now and have won this trophy. But yeah, as far as next year goes, I don't need them to win the Prem, but you got to at least make a League Cup final or a FA Cup final, and I need them in the final. And then make a Champions League quarterfinal. Why not?
Yeah, go ahead.
There you go.
I mean, look, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, a lot of people would be like, it doesn't matter, whatever. But it does show the developmental side of this club, which has been happening. Under new ownership, I believe this is their first trophy under Bully.
Yeah.
So for Chelsea to secure this, and for everyone to say, "Oh, Chelsea now have sealed the first team to win it all," of course, like if you're a Madrid fan or City fan, you're like, "Oh, who cares?"
Right.
But if you love the sport, you care about the sport, you watch the sport, you would know how big of an accomplishment that is. Yeah, of course, some teams might make Champions League almost every season, or be like Madrid might not always fall down to that. But The difference is that qualifying for a spot in the Premier League is way more difficult than any other league, obviously. And then on top of that, Chelsea is a very young team. So, I mean, it just shows that they are a three-dimensional club. Uh, let's hope that they keep climbing to the point where they used to be,
Yeah.
because it would be really exciting to see good football for West London. But I mean, we saw some highlights of what an older Chelsea squad used to look like today. I think I saw in Enzo Fernandez a little bit of well, I don't know if I want to talk about old players, but I did see some similarities to him in some older Chelsea squads that won Champions Leagues. I saw Nicholas Jackson play amazing. I saw Cole Palmer, as we talked about for a while, playing amazing. But as this team develops, we could totally see a transition into a Champions League winning team. But next season, that's not. It's the focus, but that's a far journey. But I could see in the next couple of seasons as they develop, becoming a really scary squad. Club World Cup is going to be another decider in where this goes. And I hope the Blues have a day today. I don't think they're going to celebrate as crazy as another trophy, but they're definitely should be celebrating because it's a big accomplishment. It sort of feels like a promotion in a sense. That's what it feels like. It feels like they were a first team. Well, I mean, it sort of is in a way, but it's not like league formats. It feels like that they dropped down a league and now they're going back up to the Champions League. I mean, I guess they skipped two, but anyway, that's what it feels like. So I mean, like, yeah, their end goal is not there yet, but to know that they made that big jump is like it must feel great. So let's see. There's going to be a lot of good teams in the Premier League next season. Knowing that Newcastle and Crystal Palace are capable of winning is adding a whole new dimension. We're going to see where new strikers are going to go. United might land someone big. Arsenal might land someone big. Chelsea is going to be obviously targeting some forwards as well. We'll see what happens in the transfer window, and that's going to be, I think, a real big decider for where Chelsea goes going forward. What do you think about your manager? I wanted to ask you about that. I mean, I think Enzo's done great this season. I just wanted to ask you. I can't really pronounce his full name, but yeah, wanted to ask you.
I think I was disappointed when Chelsea got rid of Pochettino, and obviously he ended up coming to the U.S., which is always nice. But
USA.
exactly, so yeah, when Chelsea appointed Enzo Maresca, I thought, okay, well, he doesn't have that much experience being a head coach. He was the head coach of, as I said earlier, Leicester City, helped them get promoted. Obviously, he spent some time under Pep Guardiola at City, which is, obviously that's the guy you want to spend time under. Same thing with Mikel Arteta. I did the same thing at City under Pep. But, Bowley came out and said, listen, like, we want somebody, we're building this new thing here at Chelsea, and we want Enzo Maresca to be the guy that leads this team. And everybody was like, okay, we'll give him a chance. And he started off wonderfully, and then there were he dropped off a little bit, which Chelsea fans started to kind of call for his head a bit, and I was never on that train. I said, listen, I'm not a huge fan of Maresca, but we got to give him some more time. And then here he is winning a trophy with Chelsea, and I'm just thinking, what else you want him to do? I mean, obviously didn't do so well in the League Cup and FA Cup, but ended up fourth place in the Prem after a pretty rough season with a very young squad, and ended up in the European tournament that he was in, the Conference League. He got the trophy. So I'm all for him, and I think he's only going to get better. And like I said, you mentioned how young the Chelsea squad is. We also have to understand how young, as far as experience goes, Enzo Maresca is. It's a young squad, inexperienced squad with a young. I don't want to keep saying young for him, but inexperienced manager, and I'm a big fan of him for sure. And I think next year is going to be. It's going to be good, and we can see if he can keep the trophy streak alive.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely excited. Let's see where a few big transfers are landed. Newcastle is going to have a new team coming up next season. There are some stars that are going to land in the English Premier League. Victor Gokiery is coming from Sporting, who just won against Benfica the other day. 3-1 victory sealed the deal. I think he's going to be a huge transfer, and he's really going to shake up the Premier League. We have a lot of teams that are already bidding for him. United has Amram, who has a special connection to him, but Go Garys wants to go straight into Champions League football. So that sort of leaves him with two options that I see, Chelsea or Arsenal. We're going to have some bidding wars. That's what it's going to turn out to be. I think that Chelsea, if they can find the right man, that they're going to be a unstoppable force, and I think the same goes for Arsenal. I really see whoever gets a strong striker is going to take over a league. I mean, you need people to match the strength of someone like Salah or Holland nowadays, which is a big task to do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Across all competitions, I think we're at a really good point. I feel like we're right before, the Champions League final, which I know you're super excited for this coming Saturday. We're at a good bookmark right now, per se.
Yeah.
Chelsea just won. We can see sort of what's going to happen for their future. We have a little bit of a better picture. Club World Cup coming up, Champions League final. Tottenham beat United, which was a interesting time. As an Arsenal fan, I wasn't happy, but it's an interesting state of football. Tottenham wins. All these smaller clubs that we talked about win. And now we have a Champions League final where a team who has never won has the potential to win. So for people who only watch baseball, this is like a couple of Cubs teams winning at once.
Yeah.
Like this is what if you know football and you know the sport, you watch soccer, like this is really cool to see. I don't think Chelsea is like these teams though. They're not cursed. They're the opposite. They're a team that gets lucky and they win. So, I mean, if these teams that have a history of being unlucky start winning, what happens when the lucky teams, get even more luck?
Right.
And let's see, Saturday is going to be a big day for us. We get to watch a wonderful LAFC match, which I hope people turn into. No one watched the Galaxy game. They're playing San Jose.
The Galaxy are so terrible this year. It's actually crazy.
Yeah, well, I went to the game, to the match, to root against them.
That's right. Yeah.
Galaxy fans were actually really, really kind to me. Saw a few fights in the crowd as expected, but to see Marco Reus's free kick against Hugo Lloris was just, dude.
That was rough. I know. I was watching that with a bunch of LAFC fans, and it's rough. You almost knew it was going to happen.
Oh yeah, no, I got my phone out just in time because I was like, yeah. I mean, if he misses, he misses. If he makes it, which he probably will, yeah. But then Champions League on Saturday, then we get a better picture for the Club World Cup, and then I mean, so thankfully, the ball is rolling for a long time now, where we're not having a lot of breaks.
Yeah.
We also have stuff that's cool to see, like the Gold Cup, where Pulisic was just left off the squad. So there's a lot of conversations to be had in the footballing world, and I'm excited. I'm dedicated to one team right now, and that's LAFC. I follow Arsenal because that's the team I grew up on. But for me, I just really, really hope they win on Saturday. My focus personally for Champions League on Saturday is to just enjoy the match. How are you feeling going into that? Are you going to go full PSG mode, or are you sort of going to go like, good game? Because I feel like when you get to that final, you sort of, even I'm saying this now, but also like, and I haven't picked who I'm rooting for yet, but once I get there, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going with this club to win.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't want to say I don't care who wins, but I'd like PSG to win. But last year I was really rooting for Dortmund. Even though I'm not a fan of Madrid nor Dortmund, I didn't really care who won realistically, but I was still going for Dortmund. So I'm rooting for PSG, but if Inter wins, fine. I mean, I wanted Barcelona to beat Inter, but that match was so good that I wasn't mad about the result. I want to see, as a Chelsea fan, I could care less who wins the Champions League final. I just want to see a good football match. I don't want to see, what we saw for, I think it was 3 or 4 straight Champions League finals, including Chelsea's Champions League final win, where it was 1-0, and I just, it's such a boring thing. I mean, for a Chelsea fan, that 1-0 game was great for me, but for the neutral fan, it was very boring. So I'd like to see like a 3-2 match or even a 2-1. But penalties would be cool. I just want to see a good match, to be honest.
Yeah. Can you hold air for 1 minute? I need to go run and grab something.
Yeah, go ahead. I
I want to still stay on. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. I can hold down the fort here. I mean, we don't have any viewers anyway, so now I'm just talking to myself. It's okay. I do broadcasts alone a lot, so I'm used to it. I mean, we're probably gonna wrap things up soon anyway. It's 4 o'clock? We've been going for I don't even know how long, but yeah, realistically, I probably should have said we're just gonna wrap it up, but there's not much more to talk about. I mean, it was just one game. We didn't really do much Conference League coverage throughout the season. Listen, I'm just pumped. I'm not one of those fans that when a team wins the Conference League, I'm gonna say, oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, look, no way. New haircut too.
New haircut and
Holy.
everything.
What's up, buddy?
What's up?
We're live right now on YouTube.
Welcome. This is a double overtime debut for Mr. Jordan Podell.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Not the sport he might have an interest in, but he will be back in the future for a lot of hockey updates. I think the draft.
That's amazing.
The draft is going to be a good time. Yeah.
Be a big one, yeah.
What, the NHL draft?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack and I are going to it.
And we're going to go to rival, you guys. We're going to sit right behind you guys.
Are you going?
We'll buy tickets.
We'll get some tickets soon, yeah. When is it? June something?
It's June 27th. It'll be a Friday. We're on day one only, so Friday night.
Okay.
But you're going to hear us all three, or however many nights it is, every time a Kings player goes up.
Yeah,
every time a Knights
good
player
luck
goes
with
up.
that. Good luck with that. Our plan is to go before and do some interviews with fans on the street. So you guys wear your Golden Knights jerseys. We'll get you guys on for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be hard to wear a Kings or a Knights jersey if the Oilers
win.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about it. I'm not going to wear my Kings jersey. I'm going to be neutral just as like a, reporter.
Can we all go in Sharks jersey?
we all go in Sharks.
Jordan was going to wear that fit, the video that he sent us about that Sharks fan. He was going to.
That was James wanted to buy that. I was like, no, James, you can't buy that one.
Oh, no, I'm going to have to look at that off air.
Yeah, now's not the time, but.
So we were just talking about, you know what I think would be interesting?
What's that?
Jordan has no idea what happened in the match.
Okay.
Should we either try and give him a quick rundown, or should I show him some clips? But I think we should just give him a quick rundown, you and I right now, of what happened. So Aidan, as you can see, has the full Chelsea kit on. Yeah. He is a diehard fan. I'm going to let him explain the team to you and where they're at right now. Behind him in the green, the striped jersey, that is Real Betis, a side from Spain. They have a player on loan called Anthony, the guy who's always doing this. I don't know if Hank has showed you a photo of him. He's sort of a meme. Yeah, you want to go ahead and tell us what this trophy meant, what it was, and why Chelsea won?
Yeah, so essentially, Jordan, there are 3 levels of European football tournaments. There's the Champions League, which is the highest, then there's the Europa League, the second, and then the Conference League, the third, which is...
And then the Stanley Cup all the way up.
The Stanley Cup is way up there. But essentially, Chelsea didn't do so well in the Premier League last year, so they qualified for the third level of European tournaments against a bunch of shitty teams, to be honest. There's probably 3 or 4 good teams in the tournament. Chelsea and Betis, probably the 2 best teams in the tournament. They ended up winning this game, this final. They were down 1-0 in the first half, and then in the second half, Chelsea scored 4 straight and ended up winning the trophy. So listen, it's not quite the Stanley Cup, but it's close. No, it's not. It's not even
Pretty
close.
close.
It's not even close. But that's the rundown.
Yeah, well, the difference is that for the Stanley Cup, you're getting beat up every single game, but in tournaments like this, until the final, you only have 2 times to prove yourself home and away.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And, this is
his show's going to get pulled off the air.
This is interesting because what we have now is a case of nepotism.
You don't like Kuzmenko?
No. I respect that. I respect that jersey, actually. I like the rebranding, but look, this is what we need to do. We need to follow all teams from Canada, Toronto and the Oilers specifically, and just boo them. Just
Oh,
building.
good. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not. Listen, I'm.
But you thought I was gonna
You
say
scared me
Verstappen-
for a second. I thought you were gonna start rooting for the Oilers, which would be very horrific. I was a Golden Knights fan for you guys for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that Stanley Cup. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Aidan,
pretty-
we
it's
should
pretty
go to
tough.
Cosm sometime. Chelsea had some matches there this year. Kings, Golden Knights, they all had some matches there this year.
Have you been?
Yeah, I have.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know how it works, but it seems like you're watching the game from like the corner, and like that seems like it sucks.
Yes, but well, I haven't been to a football match. I've been to I went to basketball. I went to Nuggets OKC,
Okay.
and that like I'll
It's
pull it
probably-
up.
I mean, basketball is probably the best.
Basketball, I think, is the best.
Okay, fair enough.
I prefer watching soccer on the TV, but where did I put this? But the clips I got from it, yeah, just crazy. Like that looks like I'm courtside.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, basketball seems like it'd be fun.
Like,
Yeah.
and then this is what the free throws look like.
That's pretty cool. Oh, so it changes angles.
Sorry.
It changes angles. You're not
Oh,
watching.
it does change angles. Yeah.
Okay, because football seems tough because I saw people like just on one end of the field, and it's like, how do you even watch that? Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, basketball is definitely way better.
Basketball, I would do basketball.
Yeah. So we've had a lot of soccer talk today.
Yeah.
Sort of not enough. Aiden is pretty happy right now. I can tell. Like I think he's feeling this Chelsea victory. But
I am,
also
but I'm
he's
humble. I'm humble about it. If this was the Champions League final, I would be over the
Yeah,
moon.
exactly. You're not satisfied. We got a lot to see. I mean, Saturday. I'd love to talk about the final. Either after it happens or sometime for
Well,
that.
we should do a little video on either tomorrow or Friday if Jack can stop throwing up from whatever terrible sushi he had.
Jack's
last night.
sick.
Whatever food. I mean, this guy. I almost want to FaceTime him right now. Let's give it a go. I'm gonna try.
Yeah,
Try it.
I'm gonna try. Let's see. He's probably not gonna answer, but you can't have a double overtime episode without Jack.
yeah, no, you can't.
I don't think he's gonna answer though. He's probably pretty messed up right now. Sorry guys, doesn't look like he's picking up.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, no,
He's gonna be already. He's like, what?
He's probably sleeping.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's gonna be fun when Jack's back in town. Gonna be
Oh, yeah, I can't wait. We'll
Very
do an in-person video, I think.
yeah. Well,
'Cause
let me know.
Jack and I did it once, and it works pretty well. And I got mics for everybody, so we can figure it out. I think.
Yeah, keep me and Jack on separate ends of the table. That's the best
I'll sit
way
in
to-
between. Don't worry. I'll
Um,
make sure that you guys aren't gonna fight each other.
yeah. I want to ask Jordan, trying to sell people on some LAFC tickets sometime. What do you think about the match that we went
Thought
to?
it was great. The tickets are amazing.
Yeah.
The seats are great. It's a great new stadium. I definitely purchased those tickets.
What do you think about LA Galaxy games?
They're horrible.
Terrible,
nobody
terrible,
likes
worst.
them. It's a terrible
gotta speak like
stadium.
the president.
Terrible, terrible.
It's the
city.
worst.
It's the worst.
Terrible.
I would never go there. I would never be.
I
I would
don't
never wish
associate
my
with
worst
Barca.
enemy to go to
Yeah.
that game.
Say that one more time. You just cut out.
Wouldn't wish it upon his worst enemy.
Oh no, absolutely not.
I'm my worst enemy.
Absolutely not. I hate the Galaxy. They're not even LA.
When you go to purgatory, they subject you to Carson, to Galaxy
Welcome
games.
to Carson, California.
Nothing against the city, more just the team. I call him Carson. 'cause
Yeah, it's Carson.
Anyway, that's what I love about being on this podcast. We can talk about so many things all at once, but it all has so much relevance in our life, for better or for worse. Sports is on a rise right now. I watched 2 games today, which is crazy to say that I did that. I watched Dodgers and Chelsea today,
Yeah.
which is so random. But the connection is they're owned by the same people.
Yep.
And so when you look at sports from that perspective and you think, wow, the 2 teams I watched today, subsequently, when I would have watched this game either way, are now owned by the American owner, Todd Bowley, it starts getting in my mind. And I'm like, wow, that's interesting. Like, what's going on here? So With that being said, LA Kings and LA Galaxy are owned by the same people. That's also why we wanted to rip on that.
By the way, I'm a big hater of oh, I guess I don't want to say the name, but I'm a big hater of the owner of the Kings, and he doesn't care about hockey. He doesn't care about the Kings. We want an owner that actually cares about the team. So my message is to sell the team. Sell the team.
Do you know someone that cares about the team?
Yeah, I do know a great owner that really cares about all their teams, actually.
Oh, and Bournemouth, I think they care about.
Bournemouth.
Nighthawks, they care about.
Nighthawks.
Yeah, the Nighthawks. What is that, lacrosse?
That's actually indoor football.
Oh, yeah, indoor football. So riveting. Yeah, indoor football is so fun.
Mr. Bill Foley.
Mr. Bill Foley.
The owner of the Vegas Golden Knights, AFC Bournemouth, and the Nighthawks.
Yeah, how's Bournemouth doing? He surely cares about Bournemouth. They haven't done shit.
Oh, Bournemouth have actually been doing consistently better than years previous. They have a
you're right, consistently mid.
Well, you can call it mid, or you can say that they're one of the best teams in football.
Todd Bowley's better. He's a World Series champion.
Premier League. They are owned by Michael B. Jordan. Sinners just came out. Great movie. They're a pretty mid Premier League team. However, they could see some success next year. You never know.
Foley doesn't care about Bournemouth. He just bought a mid soccer team so he could tell everybody that he's the owner of a soccer team and he can make some more money. He doesn't care about Bournemouth.
I would do it too. I would do it too.
And listen, I would do it as well. But don't act like he's like this owner that cares so much about Bournemouth.
Cares about the Knights.
Bill Foley cares. Bill Foley cares about the Knights. He does care about. I think him and Todd Bowley actually care about their teams because they make appearances at matches. I think that's really how you rank it.
It's a free trip to England.
Huh?
Bowley definitely cares. I mean, Bowley's got 2 trophies this year. That's all I have to say. Dodgers World Series and Chelsea Conference League. But listen, a lot of people, Chelsea fans, were saying that Bowley doesn't care about the team, but now they saw his reaction to when Chelsea secured Champions League football, and they love him. We love Bowley, and I'm a big fan of Bowley, obviously being an American and a Dodger guy, so big fan.
Well, I think that Saturday is going to be huge. I think you gave a great analysis of today's game. I think you really understood what happened. I wish that I could have given my full commitment to watching the game. I was doing half work and half watching, but I think the entire vibe of the game was said. In what we saw, and I think that Chelsea came out and made a strong statement in the second half because that could have been really embarrassing if you guys lost today, and I know you would not have that crest on your heart right now.
I mean, I absolutely still have it on, but I hear you.
That's what I like to hear.
Jack says he'll FaceTime me in an hour.
Oh, well, we will be gone.
We will be gone. But, well, anyway, before I go eat my lunch, any final thoughts from both of you? I mean, Jordan, I know you didn't watch the game, but James, any final thoughts about this Conference League final?
Yeah, and I'm gonna pull up some of my notes to have this here. I just want to get some final thoughts. Yeah. Let's see. Cole Palmer, young player, second season as a starter, really strong, high expectations for him next year. The way that he moved with the ball was phenomenal. Some of the cuts he made, I mean, we know who he is as a player. I don't need to go through the whole thing. Caicedo's consistency has been key for Chelsea this season, remaining fourth. I wanted to highlight that as well. I'm really happy he got to put away that goal, way more than deserving. I know that's why you literally have on his jersey right now. We talked a little bit about expected goals and that being the metric. Some people don't find it valuable, some people do, but I think that the value in it lies with how many quality chances are being created. So I do want to go back and look at expected goals because in the first half it would have had a ginormous shift going into the second half. So I think strong game by Chelsea and not a terrible game by Real Betis. I think that they just simply aren't as athletic. Athletics. They just don't have the same athleticism, and that's what I saw.
Fair enough. Okay, and I suppose I'll conclude here with my my final thoughts. I mean, I saw the game pretty much the same way you saw it, but like I said, I was never too worried when Betis took the lead. I was slightly worried, but I kind of knew that Chelsea was going to come back. I didn't think it was going to be 4-1. I certainly thought 2-1 was going to be the final score, but at the end of the day, it's a trophy for Chelsea. It's a good day for me because I don't have to go through this day now being like, oh, we could have won a trophy. I say we. I know some people don't like
Arsenal
to. But by the way, yeah, talking about Arsenal, like now they have to see their two biggest rivals win a trophy, Tottenham and Chelsea. But after they were so close to perhaps winning the Prem. But anyway, as a Chelsea fan,
and Champions League.
yeah, and exactly, and you're right, and Champions League. But yeah, as a Chelsea fan, I'm thinking uh, it would have really hurt my feelings knowing that Tottenham, with the terrible season that they had in the Prem, that they ended up with a trophy and Chelsea didn't. That would hurt my feelings. Obviously, the Europa League's a little bit better than the Champions League, but at the end of the day, it's a trophy for them, but it's a trophy for us. So that's all I got to say. Now, final thoughts here from Jordan about anything. You can say anything. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't have to be about Chelsea. It could be about anything.
Well, I'd just say that Golden Knights are
I knew it.
the greatest hockey franchise in the history of the sport.
You can't say that now. It's
Just took away all the Chelsea.
Last year you could have said that, but 2 years ago maybe.
Chelsea had a good win today. Didn't watch it.
Yeah,
All I know is that they won.
they did.
Did good, better than Arsenal this year. It seems like.
Not really, but
I would say yes because one trophy versus 0 trophies, but
I'd agree.
you can look at it by many ways. I agree and disagree, but yeah.
fair
anyway.
enough.
I mean, both teams played hard, and looks like Chelsea came out on top. And they're walking away with the trophy today.
Riveting stuff, Jordan.
Thank you. Yeah.
Riveting. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for our live stream. Unfortunately, Jack obviously is sick. Hopefully, he'll be good to go for our Champions League stream. But that's going to do it for Jordan Podell, James Judah. I'm Aidan Michaels. Chelsea 4, Real Betis 1. They are the 2025 UEFA Conference League winners.